Hey y'all, it's Shawnee. I'm back. Today I am making my Snickerdoodle pound cake. I'm actually getting ready to teach a Snickerdoodle pound cake class, and I'm getting ready to make the cake that I use to show people at the end when we're decorating the cake. While I'm doing that, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the Begin with Butter Home Baking Academy. The Begin with Butter Home Baking Academy is an online school that I started a couple of years ago. I wanted people to have a place where they could go to learn how to really solidify themselves in the baking world. There are a bunch of classes on there now, some live classes, some pre-recorded classes. There's a bunch of content that's designed to help you on your baking journey. Like I said, I'm preparing for a Snickerdoodle pound cake class this weekend. If you're interested in the recipe, I'll make sure that it's linked in the comments below. If you're interested in the Snickerdoodle pound cake class, I will make sure it's also linked in the comments below so that you know where to find all of the information, including the class. Today, I wanted to talk about kind of the evolution of the Home Baking Academy. It is the thing at Begin with Butter that I am the most proud of. I am tremendously proud of owning the Begin with Butter blog. Again, you can find the link below. It's beginwithbutter.com, and that's where you can find bunches and oodles and lots of baking recipes. You can find a lot about techniques. You can find all of the stuff that's necessary to help you on your baking journey. When you're ready to step it up and become a baker's baker, somebody who is known for their blank pound cake or their blank layer cake or their blank cookies, you are ready to come to the Begin with Butter Home Baking Academy. We have classes for every level of baker. Whether you've been baking for days or decades, there's a place for you at the Home Baking Academy. The Begin with Butter Home Baking Academy offers online courses. So whether you're in London or Lisbon or Louisiana, there's a spot for you to take a class at the Home Baking Academy. It's all online at course.beginwithbutter.com. And like I said, this is a place where I want people to feel free coming to, whether they've been baking for days or decades. The Begin with Butter Home Baking Academy is celebrating its second year. And one thing that I'm especially proud of is its evolution. Begin with Butter now features so many live classes and live class replays that I've had the opportunity to interact with a lot of different students. I always ask after classes for feedback on those classes because I feel like feedback makes you better. And that feedback, while usually very positive, is sometimes challenging to read. I use that feedback to grow as a business owner, as a baker, and as a teacher. One thing that I've learned over the years is that people really need to see your hands at work. And so one piece of advice that I was given that was super helpful was, we need to see in the bowl. As a result of that, I now offer 2 views for every single class that I teach. One of me, where you can see my face, and another one of my hands working over the bowl. It's super helpful for people to be able to see the textures that they need to get. If I'm working with my hands and they're looking into the bowl at whatever I'm making, it's more helpful than if you're just looking at me the whole time. While that is helpful, and while I'm sure you all are probably really enjoying watching me make this Snickerdoodle pound cake right now, it is most helpful when you're able to see what's going on in the bowl with my hands. That is some feedback that I implemented almost immediately because it helped students. I consider myself a servant leader, and as a servant leader, it is incumbent upon me to help students in a way that actually reaches them. And knowing that that was something that was pretty simple for me to implement, that would help my students that much more, it made it a no-brainer. Another thing that I learned, surprisingly, is that people really love live classes. Yes, there's a place in the universe for pre-recorded classes and longer courses, and I offer all of that at the Home Baking Academy. But when I say my live classes are the quintessential star of the show at the Home Baking Academy, they truly, no, I mean, They truly, truly are. I enjoy teaching them because I love all the great questions that people bring to the table. I enjoy teaching them because I just love that live interaction. I love being able to teach people in the moment because I don't think of every question. That's why it's important to have live classes so you can have that interaction and feedback with your students. I actually love that. I encourage people to send me questions beforehand if they can't make it to a live class. Send me questions beforehand if you can, just in case you forget your questions when we are in the class having a ball. I encourage people to use the chat functions to always ask their questions while we're going, so that if there's something I can demonstrate to make the class that much easier for you, I can do it right then and there. Again, that was some feedback I got from a student that really has helped me grow as a baker, as a business owner, and as a teacher. And those are the three things that I always am striving to be better at. Being a better business owner helps me keep the doors of Begin with Butter open. I have to, because being a business owner does not come naturally to me. This comes naturally to me now. Being a business owner, there are certain tasks I have to do that take me away from this. And I've learned over the years that I have to be proficient at those things. So the feedback I get that helps me be a better business owner and provide better customer service to you all, always welcome. Being a better baker, teaching, I think, has made me a better baker because it has forced me to do things that make me consistent. If I can't be consistent, how can I teach you guys how to be consistent? I can't. So what I need to do, and what I always strive to do, is show you ways to become more consistent, and that has sharpened me as a baker. As a teacher, I'm a natural teacher. That's what I love to do. But having the Home Baking Academy has sharpened my teaching abilities because it's taught me to be a better listener to my students. It's taught me that there are things that people see as impossible. And when I look at that thing, that concept, that procedure, that practice, that ingredient, I see a set of steps that I can lead them down that will help them achieve mastery with that thing. I love that. I love that. Seeing my students' faces light up when they finally get something that has eluded them for sometimes a very long time is the most rewarding part of this job. That and quality control, but I've said that before. Quality control is, I have to say it, it's part of my job, and it's one of my favorite parts of my job. And you know what? I lick the batter and the beater and the bowl. So there it is. But I love being able to engage with students, and I feel like that's made me a better teacher because it's taught me how to listen. It's because of your support for Begin with Butter and the Home Baking Academy that they're even here. And I will never take that for granted. I feel like Begin with Butter is at the beginning of the middle of its evolution, meaning that there's so much for me to learn still, and there's so far for me to go. And I'm ready for it. I'm ready to adapt the madness of this journey that we're on together. I'm grateful to you all for being there. I'm grateful to you all for supporting the Home Baking Academy. I am so just awed and floored that you all trust me with your baking journeys. That means more to me than I could ever possibly express to you all. I hope you'll continue to support the Home Baking Academy because honestly, that's really what keeps the lights on around here. I hope you'll continue to bring your amazing, wonderful questions to me, whether it's in my emails, whether it's here on YouTube, whether it's at the Home Baking Academy, or whether it's on Instagram. You guys know where to find me. I'm Begin with Butter everywhere. I hope to see you guys any and everywhere that Begin with Butter exists. Know that I love you, I appreciate you, I honor you, and I thank you. And I will see you next time.